It is no secret that I am a massive fan of Venezianico. The little Italian wizards absolutely blew me away with their Aresnale release last year, and they are following it up with a Swiss-powered titanium diver. Today I am going to introduce you to the Titanio, a watch that truly lives up to their brilliance when it comes to use of materials and design. From their Neride line, this is an incredible option to add to your dive collection if you want something a little bit more premium. My name is Jason, I'm your watch guy today. Let's get into it. There has never been a watch that Venezianico have sent me that I haven't absolutely fallen for. Their Aresnale was probably my favourite release of 2024. And so their follow-up to that had to be a real stunner. And that's exactly what the Titanio is. Powered by an SW200 movement and packed into a titanium casing, they are just the highlights. There's so much that has gone into this design that I can see it be a real hit for the Italians. I really want to highlight the highlights of this casing because they've done a fantastic job with it. The high polished chamfered edges really show the care that they have taken when producing this piece, because polish on a titanium case, as a lot of you will know, is not the easiest thing to do, and it's not something that you commonly come across. It's a much tougher process than people expect, but you can see those chamfers are absolutely immaculate and they flow beautifully into the crown guards. They followed suit with the bezel. It has a heavily brushed insert and the outer grip to it is high polished to accent it. The markings are in white, super legible, and also loomed for that extra bit of visibility. The 12 o'clock triangle is highlighted with a blue outer edge, and that really flows into the dial and brings out the colours of the watch. These are the type of small details that are very important to me when a watch is coming in just under $1,000. The crown is simple, but it does have a bit of bulk to it, and it has a very good level of grip around the outer edge. It is also signed and screwed in to the titanium casing. The watch is provided with 300 meters of water resistance, really making this a fully fledged dive option. The 42mm diameter along with the 49mm lug to lug distance doesn't only give this the type of presence that you want from a dive piece, but it also makes it very wearable even for people with smaller wrists like myself. Now, one thing that they have really excelled with when it comes to this case profile is the thickness. It does come in at 12.8mm thick, which is pretty standard for a dive watch, I know. But with the chamfered edges and these small angles, they've made it look a lot slimmer than it actually is. For me, that gives it a much more sophisticated look, something that you really do need when you're starting to produce premium level dive pieces. Obviously, this would not be a Venezianico without an incredible case back. And this time around, we have a depiction of Atlas on the back, paying tribute to one of the Titans. As a few of you out there may know, that is exactly where titanium actually got its name from, the Titans. We don't just teach about watches on this channel. Beneath the sapphire crystal is the real beauty of this piece. Yes, the casing is fantastic and it's beautiful in its own right, don't get me wrong, but the dial is a complete other level. My favorite feature is not the incredible fume blue color, and it's not the fantastic bold handset matched with that very sophisticated and elegant paddle to the second hand. It's obviously the floating chapter ring and indices. It gives the effect of them almost levitating above this dial, but it also gives the watch so much more depth. It's something that I absolutely love to see in a dive piece, and I think it's something that really sets a lot of them apart. And here, it's been executed perfectly. The polished edges to each index really adds to the elegance of the piece, whilst the bright white centers are heavily loomed, and I will get to that loom shot shortly. The Venezianico logo is applied to the dial, again giving a little extra depth to the piece, whilst the white print follows below. The blue fume to the dial is absolutely beautiful, but I also love the fact that it flows into the band options that they've supplied with this watch, and I will get into the options later. Something else that they've executed perfectly is that they've applied enough anti-reflective coating to that sapphire crystal to make this a completely clear display in pretty much any lighting situation. It makes viewing the watch so much more enjoyable throughout the entire day. The handset is very bold, as you would expect on a dive piece. It's exactly what we call for, but it also adds a few elements of design. Those fence post hands are skeletonized at the base, again exposing a little bit of the dial, but almost trying to push into that floating aspect that the chaptering also brings. The date window is not matched to the dial color. However, at the 3 o'clock, I actually don't mind this one too much. That's because it's also accompanied by a pointing arrow, which almost adds a little bit of an instrumental type of effect to the piece overall, something that I do personally enjoy. I love seeing the Lume shots on the Neride line, and that's because it's always incredibly well applied, whilst also flowing into each aspect that you would expect from them. This time around, they have loomed the bezel insert as well as the rest of the indices and the handset. It is very bright. It stands the test of time, and I really appreciate the BGW9 application here. It is Swiss grade, ensuring the quality in this piece, and if you have a Swiss powered piece, you need a Swiss grade Lume, surely. This is definitely one of the solid aspects to this piece. The Titanio is supplied with an FKM rubber strap, something that you would expect to see on a dive piece, but this one has a fabric topping to it. It really does play into the stylistic vibe of the piece, but this isn't your only option. As you'd expect, it's incredibly comfortable on wrist. It definitely fits perfectly on the first application, not something that you get with every rubber band or with every brand even. It's also accompanied with a titanium buckle, which is also finished in the same way as the casing, with aspects of polishing and brushing. It shows that they haven't just thrown this one on and forgotten about it. They've thought down to every last detail of this watch. Nothing is just an off-the-shelf companion here. They also offer a optional ultra lightweight band, which is a must for anyone buying this piece because of the ultra lightweight properties that it has. It is a 14-gram naval style navy blue band, and personally I think it's a must for anyone that wants a little bit of variety to this watch. Maybe someone who wants to wear this as a dive piece and as an everyday wear. It will make it slightly thicker, but one, it's not by much, and two, it's definitely worth that tiny bit of extra thickness to get this level of comfort. Also, it's a dive watch. I'm completely okay with it being slightly thicker. The downsides to this piece are probably exactly what you expect. It'd be nice to have a colour matched date wheel, but on this piece, I really do not mind it, even at the 3 o'clock. Yeah, maybe it'd be better at the 6, but the instrumental little flair that they have there, I think has really made it play into the dial design. I'm forever getting comments on Venezianico videos telling me that these watches are too expensive. Personally, I completely disagree. When you boil it down to the basics, the specifications, the materials used, the design aspects overall, and customer care, I think it's well worth it. You need to remember you're not dealing with a Chinese piece here. You are dealing with a quality watch, something that actually took time for someone to sit down at a design table over many, many weeks and months and come up with. As well as that, then refining it, putting it through the manufacturing process, ensuring that every last detail was perfect before release. This is really where the value comes from. And then to go and back it with a quality Swiss SW200 movement, what more do you want? I think it deserves to sit exactly where it is in the price market at around $1,000. Now, if you disagree with that, remember everyone that commented on my Aresnale video and said that it was too expensive for the specifications, well, they sold out and they are still incredibly popular, and they were probably one of the hottest pieces in the microbrand world in 2024. Do I need to say more? They're obviously doing something right. I absolutely love this watch, and as I say every single time that they send me a watch in, I love what Venezianico do. There's a reason that they are one of my favorite brands at the moment, and I just really hope that that continues and they keep pushing forward, because over the last couple of years I've seen some very exciting things from them. So here's to a really, really solid 2025. Thanks for watching today, guys, and thank you to Venezianico for sending me this piece in and allowing me to work with them once again and to show you their latest piece. It's been an absolute pleasure. For me, this is a brand that knows exactly what they are doing, and they are very quickly becoming one of the main players in the market right now, in my opinion. If you're interested in this piece or any of their other pieces, I have linked their websites in the description. Make sure you hit this one up quickly. It is on pre-order right now. Don't expect them to last forever. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more watch content, and I will see you in the next one.